She's a woman! Hey, everyone. Welcome to Build by Yahoo, okay? My name is Miss Cracker. I am a New Yorker. I am a Jew. I am 35 pounds heavier than I was last time I was here. And I am really excited because I get an incredible honor today. I am introducing RuPaul's Drag Race Season 12, All of the Girls. And I have to tell you, I was just down with them. And usually when you look at a season, you look for the girls that you're like, okay, this is the top of the pack. This is the bottom of the pack. You can tell very easily. But all of these girls look fierce. Look! So we're about to find out today what they are made of underneath all of that paint, all of that spackle, and I'm gonna introduce them to you right now. Everyone, it is time! It is time for dinner, everyone. Please welcome to l'étage, that's French for the stage. This is educational. Britta! Oh. Florals for spring, groundbreaking. Please welcome Miss Sherry Pie. Oh my goodness, she is not far from heaven with that hair. Look at this, a nice 50s look. And now please welcome to the stage another New Yorker, Jackie Cox. She's the queen of New York evening life. And please welcome Widow Von Du. Oh no, she better do. Next up, Dahlia Sin. Dahlia Sin, ladies and gentlemen. She's the trade of the season. I wouldn't trade her for anything. Next up, Crystal Method. Oh my goodness. She's zany as all hell, everyone. Please welcome Miss Aiden Zane. All right, now we love a pun, so please put your paws together for Heidi N. Closet. It's a story, not just a name. And now, next up, Rock'em Sakura. The eyes have it, ladies and gentlemen. Where are her eyes? Oh, there they all are. Next up, the E is silent. She says it's Gigi Good. Please welcome her. She has a one-woman show. It's called Just Jan. It's Jan, everybody! Oh my goodness, she is making the most of her moment. Her moment. And she is the essence of beauty, everyone. Please put your hands together for Jada Essence Hall. And last but not least, she's sophisticated. She's a doll. She's doll-worthy. She's Nikki Doll. Oh my goodness. Here she comes. Oh. I live. Ooh, you guys look so beautiful stacked up like this. I love it. Like, not individually, but like when combined. It's a really gorgeous cast.
Numbers.
Oh, strength in numbers. Okay, so this is what I want to ask you guys right off. First of all, give me a noise. How are you guys feeling right now? Are you feeling good?
Oh, yeah!
That was weirder than I expected it was going to be. But it makes great television.
Yes.
So do I. Anyway, I want to get right into the questions. I want to know a little bit about how you guys know each other, whether you guys love each other, because I hear this is a very loving season, which, you know, we'll find out how that plays out. Once the confessionals air, we'll see who really loves who. But this is what I want to know. Did some of you guys know each other before the season? Was there someone that you were excited to see when you walked into the workroom? And just raise your tiny little hand. Oh, I could tell you were going to be shy from the very beginning when I first laid eyes on you. Will you tell me, my love, Widow, will you tell us, who were you looking forward to seeing in the workroom?
Well, I've already known Crystal. I knew Crystal for about 4 years before the show, and when we both walked in, I'm like, no way. There's 2 Missouri girls on this season.
Widow booked me for my first out-of-town gig.
Oh, wow. She's like, get out of town, girl.
I told her, I was like,
Please get out of town.
I told her straight to come to Kansas City. Let's do a show. I've never seen her perform before. And yes, she turned the party in my hometown.
Oh my goodness, all right. Are there any other like pre-existing relationships that I need to know? Gigi.
I knew Miss Dolia. She's my LA sister from LA.
Did you expect to see this lady in the workroom? And I use the term lady very loosely here.
I was gonna say that. Yes, and I was still very shocked and like excited and elated to see her. I mean, I had a feeling she was gonna be there.
That part.
Right. You're like, I also expected to see myself in there. So, frankly, a little earlier, but we'll do what we can. Did you expect to see Miss Gigi here? Good. No E.
I knew once I walked in there, I was like, okay, bitch, this bitch is here, girl. Okay.
That was
I
a
knew
no.
when I
That was a
saw
no.
her that she was there. That is a compliment I'm gonna get.
Bury that.
Oh my goodness! I just know from seeing you that you're here. Wonderful. An illusion. Yeah. Any other pre-existing relationship? Okay, Miss Britta.
Well, definitely all the New York girls. We definitely, yes, all of them. And Dahlia used to live in New York City, so I was very surprised when I saw Dahlia there. I was like, oh shit.
She said, oh no, girl.
But all the New York girls, we had an idea when we were all shopping in the garment district together.
There's only so many fabric stores.
Oh my God, why are you here?
Yeah, why you here, girl?
Just need bolts and bolts of fabric. I am releasing a new line of
In a
tents.
very
I'm into
specific brand.
reupholstery. Yeah.
Like,
I'm reupholstering my couch.
Exactly.
I know you don't sew, girl. What are you doing in public shopping for fun? Right. I mean, like, oh my goodness. Yeah, this is the thing about New York girls. They all expect every New York girl to go, and they're already angry about it, which is really just that's the New York spirit. You know what I mean? Expecting to get onto that crowded subway, expecting to get in that crowded workroom. So this is what I want to know next. How did all of you, New York girls especially, because we have to take the subway, so I want to know the secrets. How did all of you prepare for this season? What did you do to be bigger than ever? Is there someone that has an answer for that question? Oh, yes, Miss Closet.
See, what had happened was, being the broke queen that I am, I had to take out some loans and stuff. I still owe money and whatnot, Triz. It happens. I wanted to be big and bold, and you'll see how I did. So
The proof is in the pudding, okay?
it's muddy pudding, but we're not going to talk about that in public right now. Oh.
Okay, so money. We got money. That's what I like to hear.
Where there's a will, there's a grace. And we figured it out. We
All
figured
right,
it
Just
out.
Jan,
And
what did
Jackie
you
Karen.
do? What did you do to prepare?
I took off all my gigs. I was like, I got to prepare for this. I just got together with a couple of my friends, told them I was going away to the circus. And that's where I did go, and essentially. And so,
You went
you
to
just
Boots and
prepare.
Saddle? Okay.
May she rest, girl.
New York City joke. Boots and Saddle is a restaurant. Oh. It is a closed. Okay, but yeah, so you took all your gigs off. And by the way, I love a New York girl with a backdoor brag. Do you know what I mean? Like, I had to cancel all 10 of my weekly gigs.
Right.
In order to make room for this opportunity. We love that. And such
my
as.
brunch.
Yeah, and your brunch. Oh, no.
No one suspected a thing.
So you took off the gigs and you worked around the clock?
Yeah.
Did it
Day
help?
and night. Absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah.
Anyone else? Tell me what you did that was different from usual. Widow, you look like you have an answer.
Oh, you said different than usual. I was like, a bitch,
Oh, you said you did. Okay.
a bitch always cross dresses for Jesus, so I'm just saying. So, I mean, I had to work twice as hard because the people that worked on my costumes, they were in my shows. And I was like, you take off, I will pay you. I will work every single day of the week. And I was exhausted every day.
Yeah. If you don't show up to the gig exhausted, then what kind of gig is it? Do you know what I mean? You want to show up in the workroom at your absolute worst. You know what I mean? Breaking all the way down. Now, this is what I want to ask out of that. So you guys prepared so much, and every season thinks that they're better than season 10, which is a falsehood. Because we had the most screaming. No, this is what it didn't make it. This is what I want to say. why is season 12 going to be the best season ever? Now, you can't go into specifics. I know, I don't want to break any NDAs, but why is this season going to be good? Because I need that in my life. I need drama in my... Okay, yes, Jada.
I think our season will be different because I think a lot of times when you think about drag, you see like a girl and you're like, well, maybe she's a fashion queen or she's a pageant girl or she's a comedy queen. But this season is so well-rounded. Every single girl is good at so many different things. And literally, I'm glad that, like, one of the things I think is the craziest, like, every queen is like, when I get on the show, I hope this is a fierce cast, because I want to serve it to these girls hot, and then you walk in the workroom like, oh, shit. This is not what I wanted it to be like. It's crazy.
Whole story.
I wish the worst for all of my sisters, you know, it helps.
Yeah.
So
They're terrible.
you don't have to name any names, but did you have that moment where you saw a queen, you were like, well, she's trash, thank God, and then 24 hours later, you were like, oops, she's fierce. Do you know what I mean? Did you have that moment, or was everyone what you figured?
No, and that's the crazy thing is like usually when you walk in, like I think that people label drag so much now, and you see like, well, she's gonna be this girl, and then the girls that you expect to be a certain way, they were completely the opposite, completely more creative and everything.
Yeah, that's fantastic. Sherry, you had an answer to this question. What was your? Why is season 12 the dozenth season over David Bowie here? Yeah.
Security!
This pussy is a labyrinth. All right, what? Sherry, tell me. Tell me about it.
Jareth, the Goblin King.
Oh my God.
That's what I did to prepare. I just watched Labyrinth over and over and over again. I think that I was just piggybacking off of what Jada said. Our cast is so the looks, the fantasies, like, and everybody is serving their own fantasy to the best. It's like the best of the best doing the best, right? We're all just doing the best. You know what I mean?
That you can.
Yeah,
you know?
well, yes, literally that I can. I'm just.
Hey, my life story.
T, there's your
Whole
go.
life story.
Yeah, like I think it's like we all care so much about our art and what we do, and we want to share it so much that we're bringing. I think it's the Renaissance of Drag Race, baby.
Oh, okay.
And
just so you know.
The gauntlet has been laid down.
A lot
so
of
we're just
people will
gonna
be
roll
scared, and I'll
over
name 'em.
that.
Excuse me, Heidi.
I disagree. I definitely think we're more of like the Black Plague of drag now. We're spreading wildly.
Why gotta be black? Okay, you know what? I stand corrected. The bubonic plague of the season. I can't wait.
The bottleneck.
I can't wait.
I
It's gonna be
apologize.
great.
I love the idea of a renaissance. You're saying that the rebirth, that's what comes from in French, renaissance, the rebirth of drag.
I can confirm.
Yes.
Oh, okay, so let's get into this a little bit. I don't mean to critique you publicly, but you are French, right?
I'm sorry, yes.
It's okay, it's not as bad as being American. So what did you feel as a French lady coming into with all these American queens? You know, you didn't know who you were gonna meet. Did you feel like you were gonna have a challenge with coming from a different background? What did you feel like?
Well, I felt auditioning for the show. I knew already that it would be slightly harder for me on some challenges, and also like American people have big egos, so I knew that drag queens from America would have huge ego.
Oh, absolutely.
And I got served. There was a lot of big egos in the room. But that being said, it was so amazing to be with this cast because I come from a very different background of drag, and meeting all those type of drag was so inspiring. It was hard for me to compete against them because I was mostly fangirling for each and every one of them.
Oh, wow. I love that. She really wants Miss Congeniality, you guys. It's hard for me to pick which one. No, this is what I want to know, though. Like, what was different about the drag that you came from?
France. I feel like, so the drag scene in France is very much more focused like in the club scene. So all the bar culture of like hosting a gig and like doing a viewing, all of that doesn't exist. The whole tipping concept is not a thing because unless you want to have euro coins thrown at you.
Yeah.
You know, we don't have a €1 bill.
Money is
I
money.
don't know.
honey.
I can't even deal with
Ah.
that. I just went to the France and I can confirm. Yes, it's absolutely true.
Brad.
Now, I want to ask
Did
real
they treat
quick.
you well over there?
They treated me really well. I think it was all in French. I believe so. There
I
was
hope
whispering,
so.
but it seemed nice. So
That sounds like
we
French
heard a lot
people.
about your background. Now, Jackie, this is what I want to know. As a, Broadway queen.
I haven't made it to Broadway quite yet, but at least an off Broadway queen.
Right.
Sure.
yeah. Just slightly off, just like a half note
Just
off.
like off, yeah, just like a little under the pitch. A little under the pitch.
This is what I want to know. Like, there's so many different kind of drags. Did you have any feelings about being a more queen of evening life type queen? Which is, I thought, was a great way to describe someone who's old. I really identified with it. No, this is what it is.
Wow.
Tell me,
And French people are rude.
how did you? It's my ego, my American ego. No, honestly, did you have any feelings going into the season and saying like, okay, I might come from a different place than some of the other queens are?
Well, totally. You know, I mean, especially, my fellow New York nightlife queens, I think especially of Jan, Britta, and Sherry, who've been in New York nightlife for very long and like really dominating. Nikki as well downtown, but just these nightlife queens. Really, and Nikki, and and my shows are at 7, and like you could bring your kids to them, which is great. I love kids too, and they're the
Interesting.
future, children of the future, and being a more cabaret type queen, I was a little nervous coming in, because I don't know if sickening is ever a word people have ever used to describe me. So I came to prove that I can be sickening in my own off-Broadway way.
Wow. Okay, I see that. I see that. Bangs, everybody.
No. Sickening, no. No. Sickening, no.
Now, I just want to spread out the love a little bit. Is there anyone here who felt like they weren't going to fit in because they were coming from a different place?
Oh.
Yes. Well,
1,000%.
1,000%. What about you, Rockham?
Hi, I'm here too. You said my name wrong. It's actually kimchi.
Shut up!
I just wanted another chance.
I thought it was
I didn't want to do All Stars.
Don't put words in my mouth. No, tell me. Literally anything else.
You
but
were all
not
thinking
that.
it. No, pretty much I came into this competition and San Francisco hasn't been represented on Drag Race since season 5. I'm the last San Francisco girl since season 5, and I'm also the last Filipino girl cast since season 5 as well, since Vivian Panay. And so walking into that room with that on my shoulders and also looking like some sort of odd anime Muppet, it's a little intimidating. And there's so many beautiful queens here with like, it's so interesting to come into this cast, to walk into this room, because as a girl with big makeup, it's easy to think you're going to walk into this show and be like, I'm going to be the girl with big, interesting makeup. And then you walk into this room and everybody has interesting, eclectic makeup. Like, I'm not special. The only thing unique is my smell.
And I am in the
We can
studio with
affect-
her.
yep.
Yeah, we can we all confirm she has
yes.
that?
Sadly, yes.
Yes.
Smelly smell. that's
Yes,
all.
yes, yes.
Yeah, you like that?
100% confirmed.
iconic. Yeah.
I feel like that
all
we're
right.
so nice
It's
that we're
iconic,
like,
but
yes,
it's
you
here.
do smell like sisterly in a sisterly way.
But it's okay. But we
Take
love her.
Beyonce leaves.
I
If
want
only
you
they
to
could
read
bottle
me
that
on
smell.
camera, please.
But we love her, and that's the.
Okay, so this is my question for the room based on that. Yeah, there's the feeling of being totally alone in your own kind of drag. But we all have people that inspire us and kind of feed into our drag. And I wonder if this is my hosting head. You're noticing this is my Uma Thurman and Kill Bill. I am going to kill this gig.
Today, you're going to.
Is there an iconic queen that inspires you and inspired you to make this a journey? Okay, all right. Heidi.
I would have to say my great grandmother, the legendary Tommy Ross. She inspires me so much every day. She's just so talented. She's been doing this for so long, and she's still going, and it's amazing to see her. And she's really inspired me throughout this journey. So I really love her.
That's fantastic. Any other iconic, Britta?
I really think that Bob the Drag Queen, for me,
Work.
was the person I was like a baby gay going to his shows, and I was like, when I grow up, I want to be exactly you, and I want to be on Drag Race, except I just want my makeup to be better than yours, and I think I did it. but I love her so much.
She's gonna watch this.
She's not getting Miss
Can she
Congeniality.
turn it?
is
My
she?
nipples so hard.
Watching it right now.
She just lost Miss Congeniality.
No, but I love Bob so much.
I don't
I
want to
love Bob.
support that comment.
Yeah, I
and
think
I'll
you're gonna
tell
have
you
to move to
why.
Jersey, Brita.
I'll tell you why I don't support a comment like that, because you should have raised the bar a lot higher for yourself. I don't like to see that. Now, this is what we are going to do, ladies and gentlemen. We are going to go to some questions from the audience. From Twitter.
Oh, you
We're
guys
going
are
to go
so
to
pretty.
our Twitter audience. And we're going to have a look at these questions. So, here we go. From Joey, we have, what were your first opinions about each other after walking into the workroom, appropriately spelled? Anyone want to field? Thank you, Crystal Method.
Yes, hello. I was terrified of Jada. I come from like a town where like the pageant scene is so big, and I could tell she was just so gorgeous and perfect. And back home, like pageant queens don't really like me, so I just assumed that she would hate me. And I was just like, I didn't know how to talk to her, but she's like literally my biggest supporter. I feel like you like always make me feel so good. So,
And that's
but-
funny because back home, pageant queens don't like me either.
Hi. Yes.
We have something in common.
It's like nice trickle down there. That's lovely. That's lovely. Yes, Miss.
I was just very surprised at how big Britta's mouth is. Just
Right.
In real life.
Physically large.
Yes.
Now,
I
you
mean-
like metaphorically
Both.
or like
Physics-
Like,
No, physically. She looks like she's drowning in her teeth.
Her chiclets.
there was
Yeah, I
There was
call them her
actually-
chiclets.
there was actually another queen in the season that was lost just in those gums, and that's fine.
We had a
fine.
14th queen, but she ate her. She was-
Do whatever you can to win over the competition. All right, let's go to this next one. My end is now.
Right along with you.
Samesies. Question to all the season 12 queens. Did you people learn from your fellow contestants? Like, did you pick up any new makeup or fashion tips from?
Yes.
Now, okay,
Shaping.
Heidi?
I will say
Heidi.
it is like a summit.
Do you have something to say?
Gigi, will you tell us? Is there some things that you learned from your other queens?
Yes, I think for each and every one of us going into this, we were like, we got this. We're the best of the best. We made it. And then we all have our strengths and we all have our weaknesses, but they intermingle so well. So I learned so many things about aspects of drag that I was not so confident in. And I feel like I was able to teach some to some who felt the same way. So it really, like, we're all just like stupid sisters, you know?
Stupid
It's just
sisters.
a very
The
ignorant.
girl
By
group
Chekhov.
that never was. Yeah, exactly. All right, and what about Aiden? Did you learn something from your sisters / teach to your fellow sisters?
Yeah, I think like a lot of us were talking yesterday and saying that like a lot of us since the show have like tweaked different things, changed different things about our faces. Drag is a never-ending process of growing and learning, and I think that's always going to be that way, and it's just normal.
Well, you guys look stunning. I mean, I honestly, this is such a uniformly stunning cast. So you did something right. A round of applause for these girls. And and
Also,
I do,
can I say how
yeah.
beautiful you are in red? This is definitely your color.
She wants
Thank
that vote
you.
for
She needed
congeniality.
this
Her
right
promo
now. Anyone else learn or teach?
I learned from
Tell me.
Miss Gigi Good to lay my baby hair. So if any of y'all have seen me in the
Yes.
reveal,
Yes.
and everybody's like, the baby hairs were laid, you were so stunning, and like I cannot lay them at all. So thank you, Gigi. I just want to make sure we get that out there. Thank you so much.
You got it.
What product do you recommend? Do you guys recommend?
Bitch,
She
I
would
just
have
use-
to,
I
yeah.
just use the Got To Be hairspray for everything.
For every single
Every-
thing.
I use it as setting spray. I glue my wigs down with it.
She
Everything.
uses it to glue her wigs down, and I, the whole time on the show, was like, no. every time in the back of my mind, every time I'd be, no.
Her hair is coming off.
I don't
And then I
think-
did it the other day, and it was yes.
Really?
Yeah, no, and
Try it.
yes.
Got to be is the
I'm
Windex
telling
of
you,
drag.
2020,
I have been
Yeah.
thinking about it. I'm
Multi-purpose.
not using it.
in 2020,
Yeah.
Spirit Gum is over.
But no, I use it for anything. I use it for styling, and I use it for getting rid of my exes and everything. Like, it works for it all.
Mace.
It works
Like
for
New York
it
rat.
all.
Bug
Just
spray.
a little repellent.
It also
Okay.
goes the same way for the girls with like the bigger makeup too, because
The girl-
it might
those
not look
girls,
good right now
yeah.
because I ate a whole burrito before we came up here, but I started putting white over my lips to kind of highlight highlight them, just
That
like
area.
Gigi.
Yeah.
Like the girls would like all of us learned so much from the other queens just being in the work. Did you know that you use the brushes with the bristle side on your face?
Wait, what?
None of us knew this.
I just
None of
butter
us.
knife them. I just butter knife
I
them.
was stippling the whole time. My face took like 8 hours.
My
A
first
real
time
Monet.
hearing
We love
this.
pointless drag. All right. Now, let's get into the audience, the present audience Q&A. Everybody, we have some audience members that have thought very carefully about how to ask appropriate questions. And we're going to go first to Josh.
Yay! Yes, Josh. Hi, Josh.
Josh, what is your question?
Sorry, it's not Josh, it's Jacob. I don't know.
Hi, Jacob.
Tell him. You get him, Jade.
Now listen,
Line for that. Okay,
don't
so
correct
my
me
name's
again.
Jacob.
Hello, Jacob.
Hi, Jacob.
So my question is, who is the class clown and the teacher's pet of the season?
Question. Okay, anyone want to field that?
Can we all unanimously say that Crystal's the class clown?
I think it's Crystal and Rock.
Crystal
Yeah,
and
Crystal
Rock.
and Rock.
Oh, you think I could concur with that. Yeah.
One at a time, ladies. I have migraines.
I believe
now.
I believe it's Rock. Rock is look at her.
Oh, I know.
I have no redeeming qualities.
It's true.
Not
time
one.
she
Can you
speaks-
see any?
Every time you speak, I feel like you're formulating some trouble. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
She
Got a
is.
serious answer in sight.
Exactly. How's this sentence
I'm
gonna
the
end?
personification of like a honky horn on a clown car.
But same.
Horn of drag.
What's funny is that my face is the representation of a honky horn. If it were a face, just so you're like. All right, enough of that.
I got it.
Okay, so we know who the class clown is. Who was teacher's pet?
Jackie.
Who?
Jackie, yeah.
Jackie.
Jackie Elizabeth Cox.
10 points for Gryffindor.
Oh. Now,
scholarly.
wait. Why do we think Jackie was teacher's pet?
Well, she's the oldest. First of all.
I mean, you live in the same city with her. You know her.
I can smell it from here. Do you think this is fair?
Yes, I'm totally teacher's pet. I'm totally the one who's like, great, thank you so much. What are the rules exactly for this? And what are we doing? Like laying it all out.
Right.
Thank you,
Yeah.
5 minutes.
Using only
Yeah,
Anastasia.
thank you 5 minutes. Thank you 5 minutes.
Theater etiquette.
Yeah. Thank you, 15 minutes.
I'm that
Okay.
girl.
The girl
You're
would
that
say,
girl
"Are
in
there
high
any more
school."
questions?" And
I was
always,
definitely that girl in high school.
Yes.
I would have hated
So
you
this
in high
is the
school.
thing. You guys think that right now. We're gonna find out after this all comes out, after all the confessionals. Is she the goody two shoes she represents herself
Yes.
as? You must watch. All right, now let's get to our next question. Question number 2 from the audience. This is from Nikki. Hopefully that's Nikki's chosen name. She's like, it's Jacob. Nikki, tell us, what is your question?
Hi guys, my name is actually Nikki.
Hi, Nikki.
Nikki.
So nice to meet you.
My question is, what was it like to audition and get your first callback for Drag Race?
Oh, that's a good one.
Oh my God.
That's a really good one.
Auditioning is. Oh, I'm sorry.
Yes, we're gonna let Jan say something. Jan.
Just Jan.
I got mine on April Fool's Day, so I thought somebody was calling me and it was a joke. I was outside of a McDonald's and I was like, this doesn't seem like it's a real thing going on right now. And so I like called back because they left a voicemail. I was like, is this for real? And then they were like, yeah, it is.
That is so fantastic and also a great idea.
Yeah.
That is horrible.
If you have a drag queen friend,
If you want to ruin someone's life.
April 1st, give them the jolt of a lifetime.
Don't do it.
I'll hate you forever.
Oh my God.
Anyone else that first moment? Yes, Jada.
I was literally like shopping in the mall. I was walking through the mall, and all of a sudden my phone was like ringing. And I'm like, oh my God, it's Los Angeles. I'm like, I don't know anybody in LA. Nobody would call me. And so I answered the phone. It's like, is this Jada? This is the producer from RuPaul's Drag Race. Do you have a moment to talk? I literally ran from one end of the mall. I'm like, I have plenty of time. So much time. What do you want to talk about?
How about you, Dahlia, my darling? Tell us.
Literally, I got the call and I was in Dunkin' Donuts.
Yeah.
And I literally answered the phone and they were like, hi, this is Drag Race. And I hung up. And then they called me right back and I was like, are you serious? And they're like, yeah. Girl, I was just sitting there gagged at Dunkin' Donuts with my sisters.
And what did
over
you
it.
order? That's what we want to know.
Well, I didn't order anything. You know, I'm on a diet.
All right. Okay. All right. So let's go to our third question from the audience, from Mason.
Yes, it is Mason. We're good on that.
Look at this. This is Buffy the Vampire Slayer. If she were a man. You know what I mean? But this is how Buffy is. All right. Mason, tell us.
Hello. I was just wondering, what was your first experience in drag like, and how do you think you've evolved since?
Wow.
You mean like publicly?
Bring us back to
yeah,
dark
tell us
thoughts.
about it. Yeah, what was your, because you are a woman. Look at you. You are so soft. Could you, I say that in my Brooklyn accent. That's how you know I'm being sincere. You're so soft, mein Shayna
So
Poonam.
kind of you.
Did you start out soft when you were first in public, or were there edges to sand down?
There was a few edges. Me and Jada were talking about this the other day. I wore the pantyhose that had the line right there, and it was
It's
so
called
smooth
control
for me.
top.
Control top.
I love a control top.
My first public experience in drag, it was 14 or 15, and I was performing as Iggy Azalea, because she was my drag icon.
Wow.
When I was a wee little girl. So it's since evolved a little.
Yeah.
But it was there are no videos. So
safe to say, the web has been scrubbed. You were performing as Iggy Azalea.
When you were 14?
Yeah.
Gosh,
when you were
that's
14.
bold.
Now
Work.
she doesn't even do that. That's bold. I really appreciate that. Okay, anyone else like first experience? Were you hard when you were first experiencing drag? Yes. After you came out of hiding in the closet.
Well, Mama was crunchy when she first started. I'm still a little crunchy around the edges, but we don't talk about that. Oh, so literally I had a cupcake? Cookie, yeah, chocolate chips, yeah, oatmeal. But no, I was rough. Well, for my first little bit, I had someone paint me for the first half, but then I started doing my own makeup, and that's when I realized she was a little rough around the edges. When I say like rough, I mean like sandpaper, against sandpaper rubbing.
Yeah.
And if you saw the promos from the show, I was still a little rough too, but we're not going to talk about that right now. And
Actually, we are going to talk about that right now.
Actually, my
The next question is, what did we think about her? No, okay, continue.
Oh. But actually, I did Iggy Azalea for my first number.
Shut.
Oh my God, me too.
You did Problem, bitch. Work.
Literally, my wig fell off, my shoe came off, I broke the shoe. The corset was coming undone. It was a mess. And look at me, 5 years later, I'm still a hot mess. So it's all good.
Girl, first time I went on stage, I got up on that stage, I went to do a little dip, like it was Swan Lake or something. The back of my dress came down, and my two sock titties came out. This is the opening of the number, and it's called a reveal. I will have you.
Yeah, that's a reveal.
Okay, it's called a reveal.
That's it.
Miss Cox.
Hi.
Yes. Tell me, were you gorgeous? Were you a Persian goddess?
I was definitely, I had abs, so that was good because I was in my early 20s, so that was great. Now I do not, but I also had a man face. Much like Heidi, we're still working, right? Every day, right, Heidi?
Oh.
She never had a man face, but yes, she is learning.
There's another half of the
My face
sentence,
was
like a
always
third.
soft and supple, okay? Supple. It was always a little soft. It was. I still don't have a man face, but
yes,
you're still a man.
It's still rough, though. But
Heidi,
we learned.
you are gorgeous. I love you.
And you're gorgeous.
All right,
I'm
we're
a
gonna
little
go
Persian
on.
god.
Yay.
Yeah,
Enough loving each other. We know that.
Y'all want us to hate each other? We know. It's okay.
All right, we're gonna go on to our last question, which is from Anna or Anna.
Hello.
It's honestly whatever you prefer, like whatever you
Thank
feel is
you.
right in
That's
your
hot.
heart.
Ooh.
Go for it.
It's honestly. Okay, let's continue.
First of all, hey Missouri Queens, what's up? Represent.
Yes.
But what I want to know is how important do you think in today's political climate that drag visibility is? I know a few of you go out in drag to protest or whatever along those lines. How important do you think it is to be in drag while doing things like that?
Oh, this is a really good question, especially for right now. I don't know if you guys know this, but we are in a political moment. Okay, I'm just keeping you abreast of all of this. So tell me, do you think it's important to be out in drag and political? And now, Britta, we know you want to answer this question more than you've wanted anything. Okay, tell us.
I think it's the most important thing right now to be political. I mean, drag started off as a political statement to begin with, and since we're also on this amazing platform, I think that our voices need to be heard and people are paying attention to us, and we need to use our voices for good and to better this country. I mean, I was lucky enough to walk in the Women's March and to march with all these incredible women in full regalia and supporting these ladies and making change. There's 1 out of 5 LGBTQIA plus people who aren't registered to vote, and I think it's important for us as being on this level of celebrity to use our platform to make it aware so people can go out and get registered and to make change in this country, because it is so important right now, especially with our trans brothers and sisters not being fought for correctly. We got to do our duty, and we're on this platform, so we might as well do good.
We are on this platform, be what it may. This soapbox. What about you, Miss Cherry Pie?
I think it's so important. I just like you were saying, drag started as a political thing. We are the voices for people who don't have a voice. We are here to fight for every community, not just the queer community. I know things are going on around.
Yeah, someone just fell upstairs. That's fine.
Sorry.
Sounds like it was Eureka.
I think it's so.
Showgirl.
I think it's so important to remember that our job is to fight, is to continue fighting till everybody, all of my brothers, sisters, everybody has equality, and we have everything that we need, because we're not only fighting a political battle, we're fighting a battle about mental health. We're fighting a battle about, sexual abuse. We're fighting a lot of battles right now, and we can do it, but we need to know that that's where we're going, and I think that's what drag is. Drag, we're leaders, and so
amazing.
Let's go.
That's it.
Yes.
I'm just going to add one thing. I also think that drag queens, along with being able to offer all of that, are good at offering some alleviation from stress.
Totally.
And when we can put humor and clownery into this political climate, it just offers just some an exhale, It's just all right, we get a break.
Yeah.
I disagree. No, I'm just kidding. Yeah, that is such an amazing thing to say. And I just want to say, as a girl who considers herself a comedy queen, being careful with that identification, there is something incredible in just leaving the world behind for a few moments so you can go back fresh and fight more. Speaking of fighting, my love, tell me, you had something to say. Yep.
I don't have any.
The drag queen with the... With the platform, yes.
I definitely think that drag and protests and politics go together hand in hand. We as drag queens basically have a giant. We're basically queer people with amps tied to our heads. Just the fact that we're out here in this makeup and this whole regalia gives us a bigger and louder voice, which makes us as drag queens, our voices are heard a little bit more and a little bit louder.
Absolutely. You walk into that subway car and you are 7'8". You have a moment to capture everyone's love and attention.
Showtime.
It's showtime. So everybody, I am so honored to be here with these ladies. The only thing I want to say is love each other, because this is going to be such a wild ride. And I say the same thing to our audience watching right now. If we can make this a loving season, that will make it the most extraordinary season we have ever had, because it's time for that.
Come on, love.
All right. So everyone, this is the cast of RuPaul's Drag Race Season 12. Widow Von Du, Jackie Cox, Cherry Pie, Britta, Anything But Pure, Rock'em Sakura, Heidi N. Closet, Aiden Zane, Crystal Method, she's a clown, y'all, Dahlia Sin, the one and only Gigi Good. The E is silent. We have Miss Janice here, Jan. The Essence of Beauty, Miss Jada Essence Hall. And Nikki Doll. Everybody, I'm Miss Cracker. This has been Build by Yahoo. We love you, and we'll see you soon. Shablam! Woo!